Audience's benefit, we'll probably start off with what's your current job title and who do you work for?
I work for Department of Corrections and I'm the principal advisor for asset information. Stop it.
Keep going.
Yeah, so what I'm looking at is that I've been with them now 2 years, so and I was brought in to really have a look at what systems we got, what's the best way to pull them all together, and what I came in with is looking for a single source of truth.
Right, yeah, which is a common thing, right?
Yeah, and that was kind of what I've been used to in other places, but
you can continue.
Let me get my breath back.
As you were saying, it's a singular source of truth, right?
Yeah, we're looking at the single source of truth, so we've got an enterprise data warehouse. Well, where we are now, we didn't have any geospatial.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So we've just been working with those guys, and so we're building geospatial database, which then will move into the enterprise. But
Environment,
because we're right at the base level, people's expectations are that they use Google Maps and they can find anything, but you've got to build that into the system. So that's where we are now.
And look, to bring everybody up to speed, right? Whilst you guys aren't quite unique for me at the moment, you come from a background that's used.
Yeah, I did kind of the similar thing with Wellington Water.
Yeah.
We had 6 councils who were looking after their 3 water systems, and as Wellington Water, we were the authority that were doing it. So, but what I found when I went there, and part of the reason I went there was to look at what the 6 councils had. And they had different systems and different data. It was all very similar, but we had to bring it into one database. So FME, I got engaged with you guys, and we built a system to look at all the different systems they had and stick it into one enterprise data warehouse.
And what was your thoughts about originally? Like, you kind of got a broad spectrum idea what FME was. How do you think it fit in the end with what you were actually looking for? Did it meet your expectations?
Oh, I think it was greater than our expectations, because what we also did was standardize all the design capability as well, based on the data we wanted. But we could also look back with FME to pick up the existing drawing files, existing drawing systems, and
next level, right?
Next level.
You can answer the phone. You can answer the phone.
Hello, John. Hello.
He's gone.
Lost him.
Yeah. So, as you were saying, sorry.
Yeah, so it exceeded it, because what we could also do then is to look at how we would get in our drawings from the consultants, or what we were asking from them. But then we looked at what we wanted and how we could do it. So we kind of built another system where then the designers could build using the AutoCAD system, but we would also then able to extract that straight into the data warehouse, which was opening about what we really felt we could.
And look, and when we engaged, right, like we were talking full ESB stuff, right, like we were talking enterprise service bus, we were looking at this facilitating future stuff as well, right?
That's right, that's where we were.
Yeah. And here you are again, now you're back to square one.
Oh, lower than square one, mate. We're right at the bottom at the moment. We're just picking it up. But no, it's looking at it again, is to build the database again. We've got kind of 18 different towns all around New Zealand, and obviously.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Excuse my language.
No, but I remember you talking about that actually with the little towns. Like each one of the prisons are basically their own little town, right?
They got their own facilities, cooking facilities,
all independent, data separate, disparate systems,
free
all
waters, power supplies, electrical systems, communication.
See, I do pay attention.
Yeah. So we got these little, it's little towns, and there's a lot of people in there. But again, there's a lot more control that we want to look at. We've got, we're looking at our movement networks now, is how we move people around.
So where do you see FME fitting in the current situation?
Well, the way I see it is that at the moment we're starting right from base level. We've got a contractor, consultants who are working with an application SPM assets. So it pins it. I'm a big lad, like, and I get it pinned in you.
I like how you almost have to pause.
I do, because I was waiting for it there. There's a big gap here.
Hey, look, just to bring you into context for a moment, I mean, this is a 610 brake horsepower Lamborghini Huracan 5.2 litre V10, 4-wheel drive. Right, we're pulling about 1.2 G's in acceleration.
Well, I can feel that. I'm sinking into this seat. It's
pretty cool.
It's well packed.
Anyway, back to the conversation at hand. So I was asking you, where do you see FME fitting in with the current environment?
Yeah,
right?
well, the way we're looking at it is that we've got these different systems from we want the single source of truth. So we've got the likes of SAP, we've got SPM assets, which is our consultants are using that for managing the asset data, but FME is the finance data. We've also got a lot of a different document. We've got a records management system or a document management system that doesn't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
So I'm already looking at those and thinking, well, if we know the asset number, and I can pick up from the drawing register or the document management.
Once you've got the logic and the relationship,
I'm already looking at that. So
like the mesh,
I'm mapping it all out, but I haven't got a tool to do it yet.
So what are the tools? Let's look at this. What other tools are on the table for looking at this?
I don't think there's anything that can match it, because we're trying to do. I got some guy doing SQL with Power BI, and it's a bit clunky, and it'll only do with data, but we want to use the graphics and the geospatial database as well.
So if you were, like, say for example, if somebody else is kind of in your position, which many people are, right? They go to an organisation, you've got like this kind of, it's like pretty much everything everywhere, and you're kind of looking for something that can solve, 99% of the problems, right? That's where FME is really good, right?
And that's from my experience as well. My previous experience, it could be one size fits all kind of application, because we can do the geospatial, we can do the database links and the APIs and everything, but I haven't got that at the moment. But I know from experience that FME can do that. And so we can pull in and we can pull and push whatever data we want.
And that we built a relationship. I mean, we've been engaged now. We must be like 3 years that we've known each other now, somewhere around that.
There's more coming up to 5 actually.
Yeah, okay, well, see, and you think about how we've been there, Safe Software's been there, and we've leveraged it, we've supported you, we've worked with you, because it's not just about solving a problem, it's building relationships along the way to share solutions, work together, collaborate and solve problems, right?
I think that's where the way I've liked it is that when what's the name of the guy in Auckland came down?
Kieran.
Kieran came down and
see that, Kieran, he forgot your name there. Gosh.
Sorry, Kieran, But I know we spent 5 days and we buttoned it up.
Exactly.
And he pulled it together. And that was also working with the 12D application as well. So they were doing our surveys, and I thought, well, and at first they didn't really want to get involved, but then
there we go.
Kieran and I pulled it together. We looked at their XML file and we said, well, we can do this. And
again, that comes down to that collaborative effort, right? Like, we've got to be, in a world that's quite divisive, like being having the ability to be able to work collaboratively together. Like FME's not necessarily competing against, any one system. Actually, it's this mesh and glue that brings it together, right?
That's right. It complements a lot of them and some of the needs. And when you're looking especially this day and age when data is key to everything we're doing, but it's all in different sources.
So I guess the final question would be, Steve, since we're finishing up the ride here, if you had to rate this, let's call it XtremeX Locus experience, for the FME World Tour, if you had to rate this experience out of 10, what do you think you give it?
I'd give it a 10 actually, because this has frightened me, you know, and I got a motorbike out there.
That's awesome. Well, look, Steve, it's been an absolute pleasure catching up with you. Really good to talk to you. And, you know, we're looking forward to working with you in the future and seeing how it takes FME. Cool. Oh, sorry, man. That's to say I was driving, guys.
Oh, no, yeah, he was watching the road, yeah.